Hello guys. Normally when you come to jungle for your hiking, day hiking or bushcrafting, or if you are a fan of carving, wood carving, or you like to have a kind of souvenir back home from your trip, uh, what you can do. Normally I use my saw. If there is a dead branch or something, I found a nice dead branch, so I cut a small pieces. I normally keep most of them here because at home I have a different type of wood, different size actually. This is just the small ones. So you can make a small figurine, either Santa look like, the old man. So today I want to show you how to make it. It's very important that before you start, you just look at both sides of your wood, and after a while you realize that what is good, what is not good. For example, this one, you can see the white end just chew inside and make a hollow thing inside anyway. So the first thing I do, I use my Mora knife. So if you saw my other videos, you know that I just use my Mora Companion stainless steel and my Opinel number 8, which I modified it actually. I changed the blade shape to sheep foot, make it much easier for a detailed carving in some area. So the first thing I do is a bit different. I clean my my wood first to reach to the white area. I remove the bark completely, make it easier for me to work with that. And also you need a pen, pencil, anything can put the line on your wood. Before I start, I have to say thanks to Dog Linker. First video I saw on YouTube, I think about 1.5 years ago, was from him in YouTube to how to carve a Santa or carve a man on wood. And after that I started doing that, and you can check my Instagram and my Etsy shop. I have a different ones. I made it after a long time. Finally I try to improve myself, but today I just want to share with you how you can make one for yourself or just have fun when you're coming in the wood. So don't touch your phone when you are in the wood. Just make some figurine. So today is a bit hot here. We are in Thailand at the moment. I think, if I'm not wrong, today now is about 10 in the morning and the weather is pretty hot. It's almost reached 28, 29, and I'm sure in the next 1 2 hours it reach 30 degrees centigrade. We normally coming to jungle, we having our breakfast on weekends, then we spend about few hours here. I do wood carving, my wife doing her yoga, and we enjoying the nature. We try to connect to nature. So the bark you hear from dog, it's actually, we are almost away from we are in the national park. We are away from the national park rangers. They are other part of the river. You have a small river here, so they are in other parts. So this dog is belongs to them, and for any strangers or a strange movement, the dog will start to make bark. Okay, so I cleaned it, right? So I want to make a big nose guy with a hat. So I just put a line for a hat. Then imagine you have a nose here, a huge nose, the cheek, mustache. And beard coming down. You just need to have line there to know where to cut, to avoid miscutting some area. It happened for me. I ran whole plan for what's going on. Okay, so the first thing I do, I put line. I try to make it quite fast and not talking too much. So maybe in some area I just fast forward the video after I edit it to make it less boring for you actually. Sorry. So you just heard there's a motorbike behind me just passed through. The jungle rangers. They are just passing by to make sure nothing is wrong here. Anyway, the second line I'm cutting is a nose line. For me, it's very important when I make the nose line. So if I know this is a nose, the nose tip going down, so I try to clear the bottom as well. Just be generous when you want to remove it, don't scare. I just want to show you, it doesn't need a very special tool. Even the normal knife, this is just a very long big blade, more a knife. You can find something for yourself useful and joyful actually. Then I make the under the beard round shape, because normally when you have a small piece of wood in your hand, if you don't make this round fast, when you're doing the detailing and everything is finished, it's a bit difficult to keep it in your hand. You don't have enough good grip to make this thing round. Oh, nice breeze. Same thing for top. I want to make some kind of fluff or a ball in top of his head to make it look like a Santa hat actually. So I make it round the top. So I want that things looks here, and then from here coming down, so I know where is it finished. It's exactly here. It's very important that you have a full control on your knife. Otherwise, you will face a bloody day. It happens for me, especially when I'm working on a smaller carving. And I had a huge cuts on my finger. I normally, for another detail work, which you can see in my, as I mentioned, in my Instagram and my Etsy shop, when you're working on the detail job, I'm using the Mora 122. That's a carving knife. So sometimes I put too much pressure and the knife cut the wood and hand same time just going down. And because that knife is razor sharp, and if you are not lucky, it easily can reach to your bone and say hi to your bones. I know it's a bit creepy, but that's the reality. So if you want to keep your fingers safe, make sure you learn how to control your knife and use gloves. There's some kind of gloves, they call it armored gloves, for cutting. It can protect your fingers at least from the first impact of the sharp blade. Yes, it's not 100% protective to keep you totally safe, but it's good enough for keeping your hand from the first impact from the knife blade to your skin or to your tissues. There are so many good videos in YouTube, you can find it. The skills of using knife, cut different cuts. You can just learn it from there. So I'm not a good teacher to teach you how to do it. And video, maybe if you are sitting beside me, I can teach you how to use your knife for different type of cuts. So we almost there, not yet. So I want the nose to be, exactly like a human nose, have a curve here. So to make that curve, I make a stop cut, then I go underneath. So I really control my knife, do not go too deep, because if you go too deep, you can ruin your head, your hat actually. So it's very important in how you control your knife. Make sure if you want to use knife, you know how heavy it is. Is it good enough for your wrist and your finger to control it? It should be very sharp. Dull knife can make you tired and remove a bulk of wood, chunk of wood actually, not nicely and precisely. So I'm going for my smaller knife, which is my Opinel 8 modified one. I put the line for nose. So you can see from side, the nose actually taking shape here. I have to do the same thing for other side. Okay, so we almost got the nose. Now the cheekbones. I have a suggestion for all of you that you don't need to be have OCD about, oh, it has to be perfect. No, you are here in jungle, in woods, to make something out just for fun and enjoy, even for your kids. So when they are walking around, playing in the woods, you can do something for yourself. And let them understand that it's not only about the technology, mobile phones, tablets, also other things can make them feel valuable and enjoying the nature. So the thing I learned actually, because normally they use detail knife for these small works. The detail knife has a very small blade. Because I don't have a detail knife now, I try to bring my finger near to the tip, so to make a perfect control and make it a small, and then make this a small cutting and sizing. Because if I don't do it, either if this thing go down, can cut my finger or ruin my figurine, my wooden figurine. So the cheeks is almost done. So I try to make the nose a bit round. You can see your knife really should be sharp. Okay, the next thing is mustache. So again, I just put it on the ground to don't let it run away when I'm just putting this precise cut here and there. Then I start to remove the wood from that section. we have an unexpected guest in our area actually. A dog and two Thai ladies, they came here, and because we are in the jungle, we're in a national park, so it's pretty fun to have them here, and they are surprisingly looking at us. You know what, mostly they cannot speak English, maybe they can.
Okay.
So we're almost done here. Here you go. So if I want to just show it to you, normally I paint it, then I put the black line to just outline the everything here. So now I just make the hat a bit more nicer. I remove the sharp edges, make it a bit smooth going to this area. Oh, you can hear the panting of the dog. This is a dog just came with.
Yeah, I see that.
It's good. Okay, so it's funny, you know why? Because I just made it. I have an unexpected guest and it goes to them. Okay, I hope you enjoyed. You can just make more modification if you want, make it look nicer a bit, or if you have a sandpaper, you want to use sandpaper. This is the eye line, the hat line. Here you go. If you paint it, it will look nice. Give me a nice gift to whoever you want to give to. Don't forget the Valentine is near. Maybe this thing can save you some bucks. Okay then. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.